Caspar here on Christmas Day 2023. I've done a video tasting note on the champagne we had before lunch. I'm now doing a note on the red wine, and what is it? Well, it's a red burgundy. It's 1993 Gevrey Chambertin, Clos Jacques, Armand Rousseau. Last bottle of this I had was probably a good 5 or 6 years ago, I would imagine. This is the wine I tasted out of barrel at the winery with Eric Rousseau, and having tasted it, I was pretty much in tears in the winery. The wine was that exciting, and I bought a case of this. And the first few I had out of the case were frustrating in that as soon as the cork was out, they were amazing, and then they shut right down. And then I've had a few that have just been amazing. The last one I had 6 years ago or so was utterly fantastic. So let's have a look at this fully mature colour. This has been in my understairs cupboard, which is infested with mice, and the label is completely black because there's a case of wine on top of this case, and the mice made a nest in it and were peeing on the label. So the label is completely black, as was, to be fair, the last one that I had, but fully mature. I mean mahogany all the way through, aged looking rim, and really quite muted on the nose, which is a disappointment after the last one, which was so exotic. One of those wines that makes you realise why red burgundy is so sought after. Just complex and exciting, and yeah, just funky. This is much more muted. Introverted, it's got a slightly high-toned element. The cork, by the way, is very soft. It broke up on exit. Hint of banana to it, but dark contained, rooty fruit to it. Hint of chestnut. A piquancy, actually, a freshness about the nose, but not that flamboyant, extraordinary, exotic quality of my last outing. It's a rather lovely thing to smell, but you have to go looking for it. It's got density. It's got some tannins that are quite piquant and nicely fresh. It's got length. It's got an almost citrus freshness, actually. On this evidence, you know, it's a wine that's probably retreating, and won't get any better. But I mean, as we all know, at this age, there are good bottles of wine rather than good wine. So next one might be a humdinger. It's I mean, the tannins are there, they're nicely resolved and completely integrated. It's got lift, it's got energy, freshness, it's quite incisive, but I just think it's dried slightly. I think the fruit is slightly being shown the door. 30 years of age. Crikey, gosh, is that long since I tasted it in barrel. I would have preferred to consume this, 5, even 10 years ago, I think. I've got another 3 or 4 bottles of this. Do you know, I'd be upset if I had left it too long. But it's, you know, it's now a wine that's worth a couple of £1,000 a bottle or more, and that's really been the cause for me keeping my mitts off it, which is ridiculous, really, because it cost me nothing. I mean, 12 bottles of this were £300 maximum, I would think. So I should just get on and drink it, shouldn't I, really? obviously not saleable with black labels that have been soaked in mouse pee, but I'm hoping this is a bottle that's not quite at its best, and the next one is better. But I'll be very disappointed if I've left them all, the rest of them, too long. But because you know, at its height, I have to say I've got, as I say, 3 or 4 remaining. I've probably had 3 or 4 at their peak, and the rest have been probably a little bit too young and have done this act of shutting down after being opened. Well, a sort of gingery spice, a dark fruit, nice grip, some density, but I think just starting to lose its guts, you know, just becoming a little bit dried out in the middle. Anyway, I was hoping to report better news than that. 1993, Gevrey Chambertin, Clos Jacques, premier cru. Armand Rousseau. The next bottle, of course, I'll do another tasting note. But that is what it is. Happy Christmas. Yeah, it's nice to drink, but just not quite as nice as the wine I remember.